Happy Wednesday, fourth graders. I hope you have had a great week so far. Thank you for working so extremely hard this week. We are going to go ahead and dive on into today's lesson. And today we are going to be close reading Seattle up and down and up again. We've already read this yesterday. If we remember, we did read about Seattle, Washington, and how their economy has fluctuated or gone up and down throughout its past. So today we are going to be close reading to explain how the author uses reasons and evidence to support her points. So we are going to do that by looking closely at our annotations in order to determine what is the claim and what evidence supports this author's claim. We use that term claim and point interchangeably. So I might say claim or I might say point, but just remember that they both mean the exact same thing. So the claim this time around, I'm going to go ahead and give you. And how I found this is by using the title, but of course our annotations and our summary that we've already looked at or already determined. Let me make sure, where is it at here? And that is that Seattle has faced many economic ups and downs. The economy started strong when making money through the lumber mill and through railroads. Unfortunately, the Depression hit, hurting Seattle. Later, Boeing made aircrafts for World War II, improving Seattle's economy, but unfortunately had to lay off many workers later on. Now Seattle has many tech companies and Starbucks that keep it running successfully. Well, the claim the author is trying to make is that while Seattle's economy has its ups and downs, but in paragraph 4, which is right here, they do use that term boom or bust. So I'm going to use that as our claim this time around. So Seattle is a boom or bust town. That's saying exactly the same thing that we've said, that the economy goes up and it goes down. So I'm going to be looking at paragraph 4, and I'm going to be looking for examples or evidence to support this point. So I need an example of a boom, which is something good, an example of a bust, which would be a down or something bad. Let's go ahead and look here. In the years that followed, Seattle became a boom or bust town. Okay, we already know that. So I'm going to go ahead and pay close attention to these annotations. It says 1890s, a nationwide depression crippled Seattle's economy. Okay, well, if it's crippling the economy, I'm inferring that that would be a bust. If it's crippling, that would be a bust. I'm going to go ahead and write that here. We have a bust. That's evidence to support the author's point. Our bust we'll put right there. Let's keep reading our annotations. 1897, the Klondike Gold Rush began. Okay, well, if there's a gold rush going on, that has to be a boom. They're making money from gold. Okay. So there's evidence to support the author's point that Seattle, let me go back to it, Seattle became a boom or bust town. Now I'm going to be looking at paragraph 5, and you're going to do the work on this one. Okay, so I'm going to be reading my annotations, and you're going to tell me what is an example of a boom or an example of a bust. So like most cities, Seattle went bust during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Boeing, a Seattle aircraft company, supplied warplanes. 1970s, however, another economic downturn made them lay off. That's another word for fire, more than 40,000 workers. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to go ahead and think about what's a boom and what's a bust. All right, boys and girls, if you did choose that Boeing making aircrafts for the World War II was a boom, you are correct. And if you said that Boeing later firing 40,000 workers was a bust, you are correct. So boys and girls, today what we did is we looked back at our annotations and we were looking for evidence to support the author's claim or point that Seattle is a boom or bust town. As we go into your seesaw activity, we're just going to do a fun one for today, and I'm going to give you a knock-knock joke. And the knock-knock joke for today is, knock knock, who's there? A broken pencil. A broken pencil who? Never mind, it's pointless. Go ahead and write that answer in your seesaw.